Taping the elbow. This is a super easy taping technique, requires no fancy business. But what we do need to understand is kind of what we want out of this taping. Okay, so if your elbow is injured or you're hypermobile and it's constantly hyperextending backwards, okay, what we want to do is use the tape to act as an increase in muscle tone and a provider of nice, rich, novel sensory input. If we do this, it means that the tape on the elbow will cue your brain to keep the joint in this position. So while we're kind of moving around, doing things, load bearing, the chance of it hyperextending backwards goes down quite a lot. And this is what we really want from the taping, to protect the joint. Okay, so for this, we're going to need 2 identical strips of tape. Length wants to be from the wrist, tip of the fingers. Okay, I like measuring it like this because it's relative to the person. So, you know, Johnny's might be bigger than yours, or yours might be bigger than Johnny's. Who knows? It sounds a bit weird, but never mind. Right, elbow-wise, like I said, we want this to help with a kind of act as synthetic muscle tone almost, okay? So the way that we're going to be doing this, turn this way please, Johnny, is we are going to be taping here to here, okay? And then on the other side, we're going to be taping from here to here, so that the tape gently pulls the elbow into flexion, okay? Just a tiny bit, just to give you a bit of resistance if you accidentally fall or something like that. So grab your tape, tear the tape at the end, so we've got our little anchor point. Remember, fold the tape over. Try and avoid touching the tape. And now we've got our anchor point. So Johnny's just going to keep his arm straight. I'm going to put it here. And I'm just going to rub the tape, let the adhesive activate, make it a bit more sticky. Then we are going to pull the tape almost to the end. And I'm going to come this side so you can see a little bit better. And the tension we want on this, okay, is about 70%. More importantly though, there's one thing we need to do before we do this. We need to add a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of elbow flexion, okay? That's really important for this. Don't forget this. Elbow flexion, okay? So we're bringing the joint in, like you're doing a bicep curl. It's about there. Now, 70% of tension, and it's just going around the back, just above his elbow. And remember, tape down points, no tension. Okay, we don't want a lot of tension on this really sensitive, delicate bit of skin. Give the tip a little rub. I'm going to turn Johnny this way. And we're going to do the other side. So same again. Tear the backing tape off. Fold this bit of tape down, makes it easy to pull off later. And we're going the other way. So attach this bit of tape to the tape that's already on. If we can get away with the least amount of skin being taped, that's even better. Pull the tape all the way at the end. And if you lift your arm up for me there, Johnny. If you remember what that important step was, a little bit of flexion in the elbow. And we're just going to go at the same angle as we did on the other one. Make sure the tape down point doesn't have any resistance. And we're just going to activate this adhesive. Cool. There. Now, when Johnny relaxes, you see we've got a slightly more bit of flexion. Should look like this. It's effectively a V-tip. All we want is to add a little bit of tension towards flexion, which whilst Johnny's not hypermobile, so his arm isn't going to hyperextend, okay, If he was hypermobile though, this would give him a little bit of protection in case he did accidentally go into that range of motion, that hyperextension that he shouldn't be in. So real easy way to take the elbow, just so you can kind of navigate office jobs, playing with the kids, and it just gives you a little bit more protection than you would kind of normally have. But like I said, a really easy way to tape the elbow.